My name is Seb Steele. I'm a mechanic and I specialise in electric vehicles. This is the Ghost EV, an electric hill climb car that I've spent the last 3.5 years designing and building. As soon as I started my apprenticeship, I knew that I wanted to specialise in electric vehicles, but the EV qualification which I now have didn't even exist back then. So building an electric race car from scratch was my way of showing people that I'm, super serious about EV stuff. Today we're going to the Master Motorplex drag strip, and the purpose of the day is to get a bit of performance data on Ghost. So hopefully we'll find out a 0 to 100 time, find out its top speed, and I'm hoping that it'll be able to do 0 to 100 in around 4 seconds. I'd like to think that I just feel nervous because it's the first time that I'm driving this car, but I don't think that'll ever change with motorsport. Whenever someone else comes to look at it and asks how the progress is going, says, "Can't wait to see this go," I can never bring myself to say anything other than me too. It is the second battery charger for the car, but I would understand if someone thought it was just lunch in a systemic container. Off to have a nice lunch at the park. My optimistic time frame was 1 year, which when you make a time frame like that, you just have to tell yourself that it's possible, so you work quickly and try and get stuff done. Turns out it was a 3.5 year job, which still isn't probably too bad in the grand scheme of building cars from scratch. These are what powers the 2 chargers for the car. So the chargers run off 60 volts, or thereabouts, which is 5 car batteries, which means we can take it with us, which is good. I got my first cool car when I was, probably early 20s, the Pulsar. When I got it, it was a Pulsar that had a turbo motor put in it, so it was front wheel drive but turbo, and not a race car at all, just a cool street car. Eventually, did sort of get the urge to get it on the track and just see what happened. So I did one track day down in Christchurch at Ruapuna and was hooked straight away, and that sort of started off doing more mods on the Pulsar, making that faster. Then I moved to Wellington, did a bunch of local hill climbs here. Went to Manfield a bunch of times with David. Eventually this idea of building an electric sports car came up, and the only feasible way for me to to fund the beginning of that project was to sell the Pulsar, so.
Wow. I guess we're going to JCar to buy the biggest resistor they have.
What happened?
I think one of these charger units just blew its fuse straight away. I think it did more damage than that. Kaz has a spare one at home, I'm sure. I'm sure I got one for him as well. But it fully toasted that pre-charge relay. Yeah, the second charger's still alive. I guess now we find out if these resistors that we bought are going to do the job on this charger and Kaz's one tomorrow that he's going to bring, seeing as I blew the other one up and almost this one.
So the general design philosophy of the Ghost EV was always that it would be as lightweight as possible, which typically weight is the Achilles heel of most electric cars because they have to lug around a big heavy battery, and so you always with electric cars have a trade-off between long range and lightweight because you essentially can't have both.
That's its lowest setting.
The shape is what would be referred to as either a prototype car or some people would call it a sports racing car, racing at Le Mans, Daytona and stuff like that in the prototype classes. How much power does it have? Great question. The rated power at peak listed on the internet by the manufacturer for the motors is 55 kilowatts each, but it doesn't really matter. For this car in particular, the amount of power that it has is not something that I think is important. The only real brag that I'm hoping will be impressive with this car is basically the 0 to 100 time. So it might have 110 kilowatts or it might have less, but weighing in at 450 kilos and hopefully having heaps of torque.
Forever. Oh yeah, good thinking. Oh, that was a workout.
We were at the workshop working on the thing until 1 o'clock in the morning, so we've had under 5 hours sleep. Today we're going to the Master Motorplex drag strip, and the purpose of the day is to get a bit of performance data on Ghost. So hopefully we'll find out a 0 to 100 time, find out its top speed, and I'm hoping that it'll be able to do 0 to 100 in around 4 seconds. which is pretty rapid. It's not eye-wateringly fast, but it's a fast car for sure. I have no idea, like not even the faintest indication at this point whether that'll happen.
Is it bottomed on something?
And as far as top speed goes, due to a few accidental component changes, it's geared for a top speed at the moment of 130 k's an hour. It's by no means an autobahn weapon.
It's like my riding.
But we'll just see what happens today, and if the gearing needs to be changed, it can be.
You need to do a briefing too, do you? Yeah.
All right, so it's pretty simple. It's just drag racing, go in a straight line.
A few things from me that can kill you, so just don't touch it. It's probably easier for everyone.
Are we going to see it?
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. It did something a little bit naughty last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, just before we put it on the trailer. So hopefully it does move. That would be nice. No black triangle just yet.
That's good.
It's a good start. No black triangle at full throttle in neutral. That's also a good start. No black triangle yet. Black triangle.
I'd like to think that I just feel nervous because it's the first time that I'm driving this car, but I don't think that'll ever change with motorsport. I'll probably feel nervous every time. I don't know what I'm most scared of, whether it's this expensive test day being a waste of time because the car blows up on its first run, or whether it's something serious going wrong with the car, catching fire, something falling off.
But yeah, so this one, that was just about the last thing I did last night, was take this hex off and chop 10 mils off the end.
But yeah, those fears will never go away if I don't prove to myself that they're unfounded. Hopefully I drive the car and it all goes pretty well, and at the end of the day it goes back on the trailer all in one piece, having posted a smoking 0 to 100 time.
Yeah, I think it's alright. Threw a chain off. Well, chain snapped. Now it's here. Definitely geared way too low, so I need to do something about that. Yeah, I mean, I did expect it to get faster than it did, but it basically hit a bit of a wall at about 70 k's an hour and accelerated quite slowly above that speed. I certainly have a very, very clear picture of what needs to happen next.
either way, I just wanted to sort of do something that would set me out from the crowd. The ultimate goal being something wedged pretty deeply in electric motorsport, and that I had something to my name that sort of showed people that I was incredibly serious about EVs and EV motorsport.
The car drove on the trailer at the end of the day, which is the most important thing for sure. So full marks in that respect. Definitely have had too much sun and not enough beer at this point, but as far as how the day went, I'm stoked.